You may have been there, excited to learn a new language or a new skill, full of motivation at first. And then, along the way, distractions come, interest fades, and you quietly give up. Yeah, me too. Learning new things can be hard, boring, or even feel like a chore. Like trying to eat your vegetables as a kid. You know it's good for you, but it just doesn't taste right. But what if I told you there's a way to learn that doesn't feel like at all? Like actually having fun. Take Duolingo, for example. This is an app where you can learn French, English, or High Valerian if you're feeling adventurous. You learn by playing games, unlocking levels, and earning little rewards just by logging on each day. And if you miss a lesson, that little green owl will come looking for you like a tax collector. And then there's Wordscape, a word puzzle game used by many people all around the world, enhance their vocabulary without ever touching a dictionary. People play these games everywhere. They play in their commutes, in waiting rooms, and even before bed. You know, right after telling yourself, just one more level. And then it's 3 a.m. and you're questioning your life choices. What's incredible is that these games aren't just distractions. They're changing the way people learn. Like eating those same vegetables, but only this time they taste like pizza. Games have evolved into something far greater than just weekend entertainment. They're transforming how students learn across countless subjects in school, making education genuinely fun and engaging. Now, let's dive into some examples of how these games have helped students with even the most dreaded school subjects. I have many friends who hate math, and when they found out there was something called further math, they hated it even more. The only relief was that they could drop the subject when they got to the 11th grade. But math can be fun if the teacher or school teaches it in the right way. And that's what these games have done. Games like Dragon Box, which uses colorful cards to teach math concepts. And as you progress in the game, these cards slowly transform into real math variables that are then used to teach algebra. Or Prodigy, a Pokemon-style game where you use your pet to fight others, but your only means of attack is by solving a math problem. You can even play online and test your skills against your friends and your classmates and then bragging rights over them. Language is a big part of our society. It's what connects and unifies us. But learning more than one language can be time-consuming and hard. That's why apps like EasyZan are so helpful. This is an app where you can learn native African languages easy. And the best part, it was created by a Nigerian. Many people use this app to learn languages like Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, Isan, Tiv, and even other African languages like isiZulu, isiSonga, and Swahili. You can even learn Nigerian Pidgin. These tools have been adopted into schools to make the language learning process easier and more enjoyable. These tools are not replacing teachers, but empowering them to make learning languages more fun and engaging for the students. Many of us as teenagers were taught in science that the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell and that H2O is water. But let's be honest, we only remember that just to pass an exam or a test. That's what I did. But I knew that wasn't good enough. So I started studying topics in physics ahead of the classes and doing chemistry quizzes to solidify my knowledge and making understanding the sciences easier. What I'm trying to say is that modern teaching methods can be boring, and the only way students can be validated is by high scores and certificates. But companies like Squad and Mojang have changed the game, literally. Squad created Kerbal Space Program out of the love of rocketry and engineering. The players and students are put in a moon base where they are prompted to create rockets, then be used to blast off into the far reaches of space. And Mojang who used the already world-famous Minecraft, created Minecraft Education Edition, which is used in many schools today to teach topics like physics, chemistry, biology, and even beyond the sciences. You name it. And just to add a cherry on top, one of my favorite games, it's called Solar Smash. Sure, you destroy planets, obliterate solar systems, and collapse stars. But besides its destructive nature, you learn how the sun works and distributes energy to all the planets around it. You learn how the Earth's core functions and when exposed can lead to catastrophic events. And you learn how civilization must adapt to disasters like pandemics and asteroid collisions. This game mimics real-life survival and adaptation. This is where the world is going to. And personally, one of my favorite subjects. Not because of the big money, but that wouldn't hurt. But because I'm learning to create apps, build games, and design websites. Like learning a new language, but in code. But not everyone feels the same way. It's complex. So how do you get 13 to 16-year-olds interested in while loops and functions? Heavy punishment? Trust me, that never works. You know what does? Games. Code Combat is a game where students and players can only control their character by code. So, if you want to swing a sword, you write the program for that. You want to block, you write the function for that block. Even if you want to walk, you have to code it. This game is so remarkable, and the best part about it is that it's browser-based. So even if your computer runs as slow as a potato, it will still be able to run it. When I found out about this game, I was blown away. And if I found out about it sooner, my AI robotics project would have gotten way smoother. But even without it, my team still got an A+. To learn or not to learn? That is the question everybody in my class asks. Let's be honest, not everybody likes history. Even I had my doubts. But that all changed when I found out about a game that I never knew existed. It's called Assassin's Creed Discovery Tour. This game is part of the Assassin's Creed lineup, but with zero violence and maximum knowledge. Students and players are put in historic, immersive open worlds where they can walk among ancient structures like the pyramids of Giza or the pantheons in Greece. This game is like a field trip through time. Now, let me tell you a story about a boy who didn't really love education. He preferred fun over studying. And he even repeated a class, but he didn't care because his parents would settle things for him, right? Well, all that changed when his dad introduced him to an app called ULesson. The boy, reluctant, but all that changed after his mom told him to sit down and finish all his English lessons. The boy is still reluctant, but he had to comply. Then, something changed. He started liking it, then loving it. Eventually, he finished all his English lessons and passed the online test. Currently, his favorite subjects in school is computer science. And his favorite hobbies is drawing and reading. His favorite books are business books, by the way. And now, this same boy is giving a TED talk about the very thing that changed his life. This boy is me. Games aren't the enemy. Sure, they have a bad rep, but look at the good they can do when they are fused with education. Surgeons use simulations to learn surgery without harming a living soul. Pilots can learn to fly without ever leaving the ground. Let's bring that same magic into our schools. Imagine a system where students are engaged and enjoy what they are being taught and not forced to learn. And the teacher's job is made easier. Let me give one last example. During the last UTME and WAEC exam prep, the students didn't really like the classes. So what did my school do? They installed Distinction Pro, a game-based prep app on all the computers in the lab. And after they did this, the students were begging the teachers for the classes. Why did this work? It worked because it combined fun with progress, engagement with results. And that's the secret. It goes to show it's not about what is being taught, but how it's taught. As I wrap up my presentation, I want to leave you with this. I can't change your mind about video games, but I hope I've shown you the good they can do when they're used in the right way. And if we start adopting these tools in our education system, we're not just helping ourselves, we're helping the next generation see education as not something to dread, but something to look forward to. Let's gamify our education to help the upcoming generation. Thank you.